Here's the walkthrough for our Tune the Tank. One of the features of the A music is that it has these octave jumps. So the first part of the first phrase, you've got a G, an E, and a D. But you're going to play those low versions and then the higher octave. So you get a G, G, E, D, D. Fiddle players, you could use a fourth finger or you could use an open string. Whichever one works for you. Once you've got to that D, the top D is going to be the first note of a scale down. So we're going down the scale to a G. I'll do that for you once more. And as a starting point for bowing, maybe slur in pairs. That's going to stop you from running out of bow. So that means your opening phrase you've got the octave jumps and then a scale down. So that happens twice in the A music. So it's your opening phrase, but it's also your third phrase. I'm going to play you the A music so you can hear that. So that phrase that we've just done, that actually makes up half of the A music. So the other two phrases, again, are very similar. So this builds back up. You're going to start on a B, and you're going to do a scale up to a D and then drop back to the B. So you start and finish in the same place. Same thing in note higher. Same thing in note higher again. And then hop up to a G. So we get. And that's what we call a sequence. So it's the same shape of notes but moved up a step. You could do one going down a step. That would also count as a sequence. So sequence up from the B. So that's the basis of your second and fourth phrases. But at the end of the second phrase there's a little link. So instead of stopping on the G, like this, you're going to play a little link of a DBA. And that takes you back into the next phrase. So we've got the octave jumps and then the sequence up, octave jumps, sequence up. Sounds like this. And that's the whole of the A music. So you might have noticed in between the first and second phrases, I did put an A. So we had A, B. So you could think of that sequence as being, or you could think of it including the note before. Depending on how you wanted to do the phrasing. So I'm going to play the A section one more time and then we'll move on to the B. So 2 musical ideas, 1 and 3 are pretty much the same, 2 and 4 are pretty much the same. Okay, so our B section has a similar shape to the second phrase of the A. It's got that pattern, the B, C, D, and dropping back down to a B. We've got a couple of notes before it. So the notes before are B's and A's. couple of Bs, drop down to an A. And I'm going to call that your first phrase because it comes back, I think, 4 times in the B section. So I'm going to play you the B section so you can hear where it comes each time. So that short phrase actually gives you half of the B music. So we'll call that the opening phrase of the B. The second and fourth phrases, again, are very, very similar. So we've got this, it's kind of a tumble down. It's quite satisfying. And it starts on an E, and we're going down in the third, so we're going down kind of 3 notes at a time. So E to C, C to A to F sharp. So to me that's kind of skips down. And from there, a scale from a G down to a D. So mostly moving by step, but this tumble down, that gives you your second phrase. Again, if it's feeling a little bit notey, fiddle players, you can slur a couple of notes together. And that can help to stop it feel too frantic when you're just getting used to those notes. So far we have and the fourth phrase, almost the same as the second, but slightly shorter. Because you're just going to stick to the G, you're not going to go down the scale the second time. So I'm going to play the B section round for you. And that's the whole of the B section. Again, I'm occasionally putting in a little link to get from the last G to the first B again, just putting in an A. Whether or not you consider that to be an official part of the tune, I'm not sure if it counts, but it is quite a nice little link to make. So there you go. Same structure in the A section and the B section. We've got idea 1, idea 2, idea 1, slightly shorter version of idea 2, and then the same in the B section. You've got the opening phrase, you've got the skips down, opening phrase again, and then a shorter version of the skips. So it's only really 4 musical ideas to make up this whole tune. And knowing that's quite useful because it can just help to orientate yourself if you're in the middle of the tune and you forget where you are. Yeah, it's quite nice to have a little map of it in your head. There you go, have a go and enjoy.